G'day. What are the implications of the spa industry being both mature and fragmented? Business and industry life cycles are pretty much the same. They emerge, they grow, they mature, and then they decline. But somewhere between maturity and decline is the opportunity to reinvent, to reinvigorate, to innovate, and to head off on a new curve, on a new industry curve. And I would argue that with the spa industry, we've certainly emerged, we've certainly been through a growth period. So we're either at the maturity stage or we're at the decline stage. And as I've said many times on this show over the years, I believe we're kind of on the tail end of the maturity curve at best and heading to decline. So we're at that magical inflection innovation point where we need to innovate, reinvigorate, pivot the industry and head off on a new curve. But one of the interesting characteristics of a mature industry that seems to be missing from the spa industry is that of consolidation. Now, I've spoken about over the years a few of the consolidation exercises that have happened. There has been a little bit of consolidation in the industry, but not a lot. By and large, I'd argue that we're still a fragmented industry. And so what are the implications of that? Well, I think we're seeing a lot of it play out right now. In the event of a downturn in business, there's not enough big players in the industry because we're fragmented. Therefore, a lot of those smaller players don't have the financial bandwidth to sustain themselves during that downturn in business. Now, obviously, right now, it's been exacerbated and exaggerated by the current crisis, but the reality is that's where we're at. Because we haven't achieved consolidation, I think the problem is there's going to be a lot of businesses that are just going to disappear and dissolve throughout this current crisis. And so what then? What about consolidation? Well, yes, there's an opportunity for consolidation for sure. Some of the bigger boys and girls out there can acquire some of the smaller ones. The problem is, if we're on the tail end of maturity and potentially heading to decline as an industry, why do you want to be the biggest player in a declining market? Doesn't make any sense. So what we need now more than ever is to reimagine, reinvent, reinvigorate, pivot, whatever word you want to use. We need to find the next industry curve for this industry. Otherwise, without the benefit of consolidation, being on the tail end of maturity, potentially decline, and being in an exceptionally difficult situation right now, I think the outlook is pretty bleak. Unless we do that, unless we innovate, unless we pivot. And I guess the message is not that it is all doom and gloom, because it's not. I think there's a massive opportunity here. But I think what I hear too often in this current crisis is we'll be okay if we can just see through the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, however long the coronavirus impacts us. But the coronavirus has just revealed us, I think. I don't think it's necessarily led to the current state of the nation in terms of the spa industry, but I do think it has revealed us. So don't sit back there and think once the coronavirus goes, everything will be okay. Understand that at best, we're at the tail end of maturity. And if we're at the tail end of the maturity on the business life cycle, industry life cycle curve, then we need to innovate. We need to find the next industry curve for the spa industry. Alrighty, that is it for today. I do thank you for your time, and I will be back again tomorrow. See ya.